That's it.
You guys, I'm going home.
20th anniversary of South Park just happened.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot,
Did
really?
we talk about that?
No.
It was the
anniversary set
I mean, Scott Bill, give me pink eye.
the episode where Cartman gets an nail probe. That was the very first episode.
Oh, yeah. It's probably to this day one of my favorite episodes, too. Yeah. I don't think I've seen... if this is the 20th episode, I don't think I've seen anything past...
The 20th season. 20th episode happened a long time ago.
season. I don't think I've seen anything past the first...
I just like picking on your
10 or 12
words that you mix up. It's fun.
My brain's a little floaty today, too.
You can pick your words, but you can't
Between
pick
yesterday
your
and
friend's
today,
words
like...
But you can play words with friends.
with your words.
Yes.
I actually had to stop playing Words with Friends because
It's a life suck is what it is.
I'm too competitive, too. And because it doesn't penalize you for guessing words, I'd spend hours like, what wacky combination of words can I get to put together with these letters I have? Like, and I couldn't stop myself.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, we're going to start this podcast thing?
Yes, we are. I'm going to cut out 90% of that
I think it's
an intro.
And that
And
also.
I'm going to mark that right there.
All right, so episode 39.
39. It's as old as you.
It's as
3
old as
squared
me.
is 9. 39.
That's not true.
That's not even close.
3 squared is 9.
No, it's not.
3 squared is 9.
3 squared is, yes, 3 squared is 9. You're right.
Sorry. But we're talking about 39.
Yeah, 3 squared is 9. 3, 9.
Whatever. This isn't a math podcast.
My weekly eye roll sigh.
Got to get that out early.
The amount of sigh that comes out equates to just how hard I rolled my eyes.
Next week, it'll be as old as Adam. Big 4-0. I'm going to be 40 in like 2 months. I know, right?
Welcome to the club, fool. Anyway, welcome
Old man
to the
gamers.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we'll talk about that in a minute. Old man gamers, that was awesome. Bite Me Podcast, episode 39. Now with stickers.
Oh, we have stickers.
We have stickers. If you've not seen this on our Facebook page or Twitter or whatever, well, you should do it. Because I think I'm just gonna start sending these out to people. If they say, "Hey, I want one," I'm like, "Okay, here, I'll give you
I
one."
think it's a good plan.
I think you should pay my postage, but it's whatever.
50 cents a piece. It'll be
Venmo
fine.
me 47 cents, 42 cents. What is a stamp nowadays?
32.
No,
They haven't
jeez,
been-
when was the last time you
No.
mailed something?
They were
Adam, like
37.
1997?
They were 37, and I think they went up.
I think
since.
they're almost 50 cents each now.
I think it's
that's
like
crazy.
42 or something.
This is why I do the emails.
Let's see.
We will email you a sticker.
I'll take a picture of it.
Fax
Right
it
now,
to you.
a stamp is 49 cents.
49
What?
cents.
Wow. That is stupid.
That's dumb.
I'm sorry for any of our postal working friends.
That's my brother.
Stupid. Talk to your boss.
What we
Anyway,
need to do is get stamps.com to sponsor us. They sponsor every other podcast on
Right?
the planet. Yeah.
that sounds like a
I
plan.
don't know if I've heard a stamps.com ad on a podcast.
Really?
Are you being sarcastic?
Go-
Facetious
No,
even?
I'm 100% sure. When am I ever sarcastic?
Go listen to any of the
there.
Smodcast episodes that did Stamps.com. They were amazing. I cannot believe that Stamps.com paid them to do anything. They're amazing.
Well, maybe they'll pay us. I doubt it.
I don't think so either. But we'll send some. I've already talked to a couple people, so y'all are getting stickers. And, if you ask really nice and tell us why you should get a sticker, we'll send you one.
Yeah. And it'll come from either myself. My name is Adam West.
Or Cliff Johnson.
The Dylan.
The Dylan will not be sending you any stickers because he doesn't know how to operate a sticker machine.
A sticker
stamp
machine.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't.
Anyway.
Welcome to the Bite Me Podcast, episode 39. It's now as old as Cliff, and it will be as old as I am next week.
This is the worst
far
intro
surpassed
ever.
terrible.
Holy crap.
We're literally like 5.5 minutes into this, and I have no idea what we're talking
You
about.
mean best
I think we
intro
should talk
ever.
about what games we're playing. What
Best
games are we
worst
playing?
movie.
We will talk about what games
Are we
we're
talking
playing.
about Old Man Gamers first?
Well, we're also going to talk about what we've got coming up in news. Pop Tarts for XP and Destiny 2. I don't know what that means. I literally have no idea if that means literal.
It actually
Okay.
does mean literal Pop-Tarts.
I'm good with that. Deathmatch in Overwatch, is that like a Crucible kind of thing
Yeah,
or something?
kinda,
Okay. Real excited about this. It's kind of a rumor, but it's kind of a pretty
IGN
good
posted
rumor.
about it. I don't see why we can't talk about it.
Okami, one of my favorite games of all time, is coming to the PS for the PS box.
The PS
The
box.
PS4 and
PS
Xbox.
box. I'd buy that box.
Did you see the X Station thing? It's like a modded thing where some guy put an Xbox One and a PlayStation 4 into the same casing.
Oh,
It's
think about
amazing.
that.
It voids your warranty completely, but he offers repairs at a nominal price. Anyway, so Okami's coming back, and we'll talk about that. WWE 2K18 announces the first 47 playable characters.
how many more are there going to be?
There's probably close to 150, I would
Holy
guess.
Why
crap.
couldn't they just say announces the first 50? Why is
'cause
47 the hard stop?
Well, because they only announced 47 of them.
That's just...
You wanted to announce 3 more characters is what you're asking.
I'm just saying, why didn't they just say, here's 50, not 47? Anyway, we're going to talk about that.
Because it's 1/3 of the characters that they're going to have in the game. I don't know. And they didn't want to like make a weird fraction.
Oh, instead of that weird fraction?
There's only going to be 141 characters.
I don't know what's so problematic about the number 47.
Everything is wrong with it. I don't know, really. Undertale is a game. Have I heard of this game?
Nah, probably not.
Well, we should be playing it, evidently.
Maybe.
You'll tell us why. And our questions, of course, we got one from Vinny, and one from Kevin, and one from Rich.
Yes.
Rich, I like that name.
He's a nice guy.
Does that mean that he is loaded with money?
Oh, he does all right.
My dad is not, so I...
Is that your dad?
Yeah, and my grandpa and my brother, and none of us are rich.
This question was not from Dylan's dad, just to be clear.
Thank you.
It was from my buddy Rich.
Well, your buddy Rich, if he has money, should give us some. Humble Bundle's got a new bundle coming up, which is interesting. There's a lot of stuff in there that I was...
and then I realized the fine print.
Yeah.
Twitch Prime loot boxes, Pinata Madness, all kinds of fun stuff. We're going to talk about that. And Troll Corner.
Troll Corner.
Yes, it's back. Which I think I know what... Is that a game?
Kind of. It's a thing. Don't
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say
some people are not going to be happy that this is here. But
I don't care.
We feel differently than some people.
I'm not here to impress people. Well,
excellent.
Anyway, what we're playing. Who wants to go
first?
first?
You're very impressive, Adam.
Okay.
You do.
Do it.
I do? Okay. Well, so this week I have been still, when I have time, playing Hellblade.
Nice.
It's one of those where I thought, I'm like, okay, this is a 3 or 4 hour kind of thing.
It's more like 6, right?
Well, it's more like 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I got through about 3 hours of it, and I'm like, okay, this has to be where it ends. And then a whole new area opens up, and a whole new storyline begins, where I have to go collect these, shards of something, and I have to play through these 4 more stories.
Wow.
Then I'm like, okay. And then I get done with that, and I'm like, okay, I've got to be close to the end. And now there's a whole new area that I have to go through and fight stuff and listen to stories. So I want to say it's between 9 and 10 hours is what I saw if you just kind of do the basics.
Yeah, and I've been hearing 6 to 8. So probably just depends on how much you kind of go through things.
I'm trying to
get
everything. I haven't died a whole lot,
Platinum,
I guess, because I don't want to lose everything. So there's that.
I'm going to say spoilers. If you want to avoid this, skip ahead. That appears to mostly be kind of marketing. The if you die, you can lose all your stuff. I don't know if anyone's really actually even had that happen yet. So it was more kind of like a psychological thing, I think.
It's like the game actually tells you.
Oh, yeah. But what they're saying is they think that was maybe more just to push it a little bit. I know.
I've had the same thought without reading all the magazines and articles about that, so thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway.
Because there was one episode scene where I died a lot.
Yeah, I think and
I'm like, okay, the game's effing with me.
I think you'll be okay.
Yeah. I knew that. Just want to talk about it. It's fine.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Anyway, so the game it's really good. If you've got $29 to blow, I can't recommend it enough. The story's good. The combat is the weakest link for me in the whole game. I don't like it. But it's so simple. I guess it's because it's so simple. It's just repetitive, and it hurts my thumb because it's so repetitive.
You are not the first person I've heard saying that.
Yeah.
That it is that they come out with sore hands. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a game that, upon first blush, I was like, no, totally not for me. It looks, and someone even pointed out to in a podcast I listened to, they called it Hellblade. What else would you expect it to be except some sort of Dark Soulsian nightmare? And it looks super combat heavy. And then I've heard more than one person say that it's literally a walking simulator with some combat. It's really the story is the biggest thing. So
the story is fantastic.
I'm super excited to play it now.
The acting, the voiceovers, the story itself is just it's so well done.
Yeah,
so well done.
It was a game that was 100% off my radar, and I don't know if I'm going to pay $30 for it. Just because I've heard also that same thing, the combat's not great, whatever. But as soon as that game goes on sale, it's when I'm going to snap up.
Yeah, do it. Another game that I also bought Splatoon 2. I haven't played it yet.
Nice.
But I did buy and play Overcooked.
Nice.
And it's fun.
We need to all play that together.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Kevin and I played it at the house, and we didn't want to murder each other. So that's a good thing when it comes to a co-op game I can play with Kevin, because usually by the end of it, we want to strangle each other.
Yeah.
In a not fun way. And then we played over at our friend Victor's house.
Not David Carradine style.
No.
R.I.P.
Anyway, we were playing it over at a friend's house, my friend Victor's, and it was he and his husband and me and Kevin versus each other, and like Kevin and I were high-fiving each other. We whipped them up one side of the street and down the other. It was great.
See, and that's the kind of I think that's the reason you buy Overwatch is because of those stories. Like everyone I've either you end up hating the person that you're playing with, or you end up just it all clicks. And there are not enough awesome couch co-op multiplayer games, and so I think it's cool when we get one.
Yeah,
I like it
totally. So that's what I've been playing. I'm going to play some more Splatoon when I have a chance. My laptop is currently being repaired. Otherwise, we would be streaming this on Mixer right now, and guys. I would be playing PUBG a lot.
I think that I'm going to get Splatoon 2.
Splatoon 2 too?
As well. Yeah, that was a long time to get there, but it's on my. I'm renting it, so as soon as they have one available, it'll be shipping to me.
Yay!
Yeah,
get it.
Or maybe they'll send me that other game, the Agents of Mayhem. We'll see which one comes available first. Yeah,
that'd be fun too. Who wants to go next?
Dylan, you got a big list.
Yeah, where do I start? Overwatch, as usual. The season is winding down. Season 5? This is season 5. So season 5 of Overwatch is coming to an exciting conclusion on the 28th of August, I believe.
That's good.
That makes me happy because I can start over and get placed better this time.
Nice.
I feel like I got placed, at least to make myself feel better, I'm going to say I got placed real lousy after I had probably 3 or 4 leavers in my placement matches. So I lost because people left the game, and then I got placed in a really low rank, and you can't get out of it. I should be able to because I should be better, but I'm going to blame it on them.
You're amazing.
Overall, it's been fun.
Nice. You've Splatooned?
Splatooned a lot. I've Splatooned a lot.
You're a squid.
I'm a squid. Lots of paint, lots of terror, lots of violence. Not really. It's a pretty peppy game. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it.
Finally?
Yeah, it plays so much different than traditional shooters. It's weird to think that it is a shooter even. Mm-hmm. I've noticed the secret to success and victory in that game is very much playing King of the Hill on the maps and really controlling the center of the map.
Interesting.
So I quickly try to run and control the high ground. There's generally speaking a high ground point in most of the maps in the middle. And if you can kind of get there first, you can sometimes get a couple eliminations as other players start to come up to that spot, and then you can kind of get a lead in the beginning and control the center of the map and stop the enemy squids from getting into your territory. So lots of new items to unlock. It's fun that every day when you log in and you go to the shops, they have different items to buy, like different shoes and headgear and shirts, and they all do different things. So you're kind of looking for those rare items that have the perks that you want, and trying to acquire those things to load out your kit the best. And I've been figuring that out because, again, I never played the first Splatoon. So
much fun.
When you actually learn kind of what is all there in the game, you'll have a more enjoyable time and you'll perform a little bit better, I think, understanding what to look for.
And you get like gold for finishing a match? Or?
Yeah, and you do get quite a lot of points. So I never feel like I can't buy an item because I need to save, and maybe that's just because I've played enough, but that's pretty fun. Also on the Nintendo Switch, Graceful Explosion Machine, which is a game that I've been wanting to play.
That sounds amazing.
So much since I saw it, and it was on sale on the Switch eShop.
Really?
So it was like $9, and it's kind of like those old school kind of fly around in a little spaceship and shoot bad things.
Oh no, I remember this
thing.
Like it looks so pretty.
Kind of,
yeah, and it's
like
super pretty.
I love the just like geometric look of this.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Like the name is perfectly sums up what this game is. It's just really pretty explosions, and it can be pretty challenging.
Is it like a twin stick kind of thing?
No. So you move with the one stick, and you use one of the shoulder buttons to flip your ship from pointing left or right. So you only face 2 directions.
Oh, really? So you're always on the same screen then?
Yeah. So you're either looking left or you're looking right, and you're floating. You float through the map, and it's all just a 2D.
Oh, so more like Defender. Like you might be too young for that, but it looks like Defender to me, like the little mini map. Interesting.
And each one of your like A, B, X, Y buttons, is that correct for Nintendo? has a different ability. So you have your just normal blaster, which overheats when you use it enough, and your other 3 abilities use your energy meter, and one is like a sword, and it spins this attack around you.
That's awesome.
So when you get a big group around you, you can use that to kind of clean up. And then one's your like sniper beam, and it's like a long beam that you can hold to output constant damage. And the other one is rockets, where you can also hold down and launch so many rockets either to the left or right, and they kind of lock on. Each one using a different amount of energy. So you you get more energy over time or by picking up the little drops from your enemies. So you kind of have to balance using your abilities, using your blaster. And usually it looks like the objective is just you eliminate so many enemies in the map, and it's all about score.
Sure.
And it has like leaderboards and see how you compare
you have to bring
with
this in. I really want to look at this.
It's
this
super
really fun.
I don't know if it's still on sale, but
It's
I definitely
not,
even
it's
12
like 13 bucks
anyway.
yeah.
So I highly recommend this game as a title you can have on your Switch anywhere.
That's
it plays
fun.
handheld perfectly. I haven't actually played it on a TV or monitor yet.
Oh, really?
I'd like to, because I think it's a real pretty game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so simple, but it's beautiful. More PUBG, of course, because I finally hopped on that bandwagon, and I'm pretty proud to say that. It's a lot of fun. It's probably the most fun I've actually had playing games, especially with people. I really like playing the squads or the duos. Yep. This is a game, I've always looked for that game that actually uses teamwork, and this game does that. As much as I've wanted that to exist in Call of Duty or Gears of War. Some games have been more successful. I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege, but I think that game kind of, if you have buddies that play that, it's very, very much that same style. So that's something I'm interested in playing too. But the amount of like communication involved playing this game, and the way you can use the map and the points and the coordinates and all that stuff to communicate and move around the map. And it's amazing how much fun you can have playing this game, and these kind of long games where you survive towards the end of the game, and how much combat you're not in is very exciting sometimes. And the encounters you choose to have or choose not to have when people are driving by, you see someone out and you try to get a couple of shots at them or whatever. But it's just, I've never had a game experience like this. I can't wait to see the full release of this game, because at times it can be a little janky, but I'll forgive it. Just because I know I'm not that good at the game yet.
The nice thing about it too is it's been constantly getting better too. They keep. It's a game that, even though it's still in early access, every week you're seeing progress forward, so it's really nice.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing about PUBG 2 that is very unlike the other games you're talking about, like the Call of Duties and stuff, is how much of that game, how much of a PUBG game you spend alone. Like, it's a possibility that the only time you see another player in that game is the second you die.
Yeah.
Like, you may have played that game for 15 minutes
and you might
never see anyone and die, and you may never actually even see them. You may just be
dead.
Or you might
until
die.
It's just the last two.
Yeah. Like, I had one game where I was just on the wrong side of the map, couldn't find a car, and the circle shrank, and I died, and I never saw anyone.
Yeah.
I've never been killed by that.
I haven't either.
By that energy
Yeah.
field.
I did, because I dropped in here. The circle was on the complete opposite corner, and I saw one car drive away, and I was like, "That was it. That was my only ride out of here."
And what is the map? What, like a legit 8K?
It's big.
8K?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah.
It's such a cool game, though. It's like, I have not played in a couple of weeks. I need to get back into that.
I'm curious to see how much better it's going to play once they've got all the optimizations in place. Because, I mean, my laptop, it's got a 1060 in it.
Yeah.
And it can handle some stuff. I mean, it handles The Witcher on ultra settings at like 45 frames.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing all right. But PUBG, man, if I've got it on ultra there, I'm lucky to eke out 15 to 20.
Yeah.
It's
just
rough.
There's so much
working on it,
going
though.
on there. So
So
It'll
if
get better.
people are playing that and they don't have like an ultra crazy good PC, don't worry, it's not your machine. It's just
the reality
game
is too
itself.
is like it's pretty, but I don't think it like The
I don't
Witcher.
think
You
people are
throw
going
it on
to that game. People are not going to
Yeah.
PUBG for how it looks.
Yeah,
No.
you'd be better off sacrificing looks for frames.
Oh yeah, I definitely changed some settings around to
Drop
get
everything to low except for the draw distance, so you can see
Exactly.
the little pixel move around.
And you get in the bushes are a little less thick, maybe.
Yeah.
You can
I think they
see
fixed
them,
that.
but yeah,
That was
that's funny.
it's an interesting game though. Definitely something I need to jump back into.
Yeah. we all need to, once Adam gets his computer back, we'll play
Anything
some
else?
of that. And Agents of Mayhem, I could not resist picking
Is it fun?
up this Saints Row extension. It's a lot of fun. As much as you'd expect a game made by these people, I think anything they've made has been fun, to say the least. I don't know if this is a perfect game. It definitely doesn't feel as mechanically smooth as Saints Row did to me.
I will say, as someone who's played Saints Row recently, that game does not play as smooth as you remember it.
Yeah. See, I
really?
I will never say anything bad about Saints Row because those games are amazing. Saints Row 4 is probably one of my favorite games I've ever played, but that game is janky as all get out.
See, I just feel in Agents of Mayhem, I don't feel like I move around the map comfortably. And like just the way the character moves, it's a little strange, and I don't know why that is. And I don't think that was something that I felt when I played Saints Row. So, but it's a lot of fun. It's interesting. It kind of took what Grand Theft Auto did, where you have these 3 characters that you're playing as, but it's like that all the time. So you can, even in the very space your character is existing in, you can swap to any of your 3 characters that you chose for that mission at any time, and you pop up right there. So you have all these different abilities between these 3 characters, and you could swap to them depending on the need you need at that moment.
Nice.
And that's interesting. And it helps you save your characters as they're about to die, and allows them to heal up a little bit. I haven't unlocked a lot of the different agents yet. I think I have 5 of them total, and you start with 3. So one you unlock right away in the story, and I went off and unlocked Yeti because he looked interesting to me. He's like this big Russian dude who's like frozen and has a freeze gun. And I thought it was really neat when you use his weapon, which is essentially like a freeze thrower, I guess. But it freezes over with ice, and instead of reloading this weapon, you smack it to break the ice off. So I thought it was cool how it was able to keep like a reloading mechanic within the game. But it made total sense. And he uses the blaster to like do his triple jump, because all the characters like have triple jumps. It looks exactly like Crackdown, and has that purple Saints Row style. So
nice. And
it exists right within the Saints Row universe. I mean, this world was created from Saints Row, so the games are connected. But it's fun. I haven't played it a lot yet, so I'll probably have more to say about it later. But
yeah, that's the other one that's like on my to-play list.
I definitely think it's worth checking out. I don't know if I would go ham with your $60
I'm
right
not going
now.
to go buy it. It's the other one that's in my rental queue. So
I guess the other interesting thing is this is a completely single-player only game. There is no multiplayer, co-op, nothing, which is interesting because you don't see that a lot, really, with games that are just focused on one thing like that. So,
Saints Row, did they have a multiplayer component?
Yes. Yeah. You could actually play on the same screen with someone too. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I only played the single player. It's good stuff. Yeah, that's definitely on my radar. Looks fun.
Cool. All right, Cliff, what about you?
Me. So I've been one thing that I was going to try and do this month was try and up my live streaming I'm doing in the morning. And I figured as long as I was live streaming stuff, I may as well start live streaming some of the Xbox Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus games, just because so often I'm like, that game that I don't know anything about. And so I did that this week. I played Bayonetta and Slime Rancher, which are maybe the 2 most
those
polar
games are
opposite games, that
like
you could.
Viva Pinata and Dark Souls.
Yeah. And so Bayonetta is, like, if you haven't played it, I mean, obviously it's a game that came out years and years and years and years ago.
Wii, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was
Bayonetta 2 came out on the Wii U. So.
Bayonetta wasn't.
I think it came out.
A PS3, Xbox 360.
Yeah, it was probably 2012.
Oh, that's right.
And I actually cheated a little bit. I did not play the backwards compatible Xbox 360 version because like 3 weeks ago I bought the brand new spanking PC version. And I just got a new monitor too, so I could play it at 1440, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it looks gorgeous. But dang, that game's so weird. It's just like your kind of standard kind of Japanese beat 'em up with this weird girl who wears her hair as for clothes and has guns on her boots, and it's just strange. And it's also
Sounds
like
great.
It kind of, I don't know.
Amazing.
I played it for maybe an hour, and I think I played like 10 or 15 minutes of gameplay and watched 45 minutes of weird videos.
Metal Gear Solid syndrome.
Yeah, you know, like and it has this kind of weird mechanic where you like step into a clearing, and so you're going to fight some guys, and you fight some guys, and then it tells you like, oh, hey, and here's how you scored on this section of the game. And I'm like, was there a goal? Was I supposed to do this faster? What's
You're
going on?
always supposed to do it faster.
I guess. I don't know. I have not gone back to that game yet because it's really weird. I might. We'll see. I don't know. It's like it kind of pulls me in with the weirdness of it. Like I enjoy the just like, where are we now? Oh, we're in some train station somewhere. We were a second ago just fighting out a giant clock that was falling through the sky, and now we're in this train station. So I enjoy the kind of non sequitur-ness of it, but the combat's good, but it's not really kind of my jam either. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But then I played Slime Rancher, which might be my jam. I don't know. It's really strange. You play a person that's been sent to space you've been cryogenically frozen for a year and sent to space to
farm
slimes.
Okay.
And so you go around with this giant like vacuum gun and like suck up slimes and then put them in these like
Luigi's
slime
Mansion
enclosures, and then when you feed them, they like crap out these little like diamond shaped things, and then you can use those to exchange for money. So you're not actually ranching slimes; you're ranching slime
hens to lay diamonds.
Yeah. And then you trade those in, and different kinds of slimes have different kind of.
Is that illegal?
I don't know. It's really strange.
I think that's very illegal in some countries.
Probably, but not on the moon or wherever you're doing it. But then you use that stuff to buy bigger slime corrals and
bigger
vacuums that can hold more slimes.
Get that Dyson.
And then you can plant food because you have to have food to feed your slimes because otherwise they don't.
What do slimes eat?
Like carrots, and these things look like pomegranates but aren't pomegranates. And I don't know. I tried to farm some chickens because they're like, oh, you can use these chickens to do other stuff. And the slimes broke into my hen house and ate all my chickens too. So they kind of seem to eat whatever you want to give to them. But there's all different kinds of slimes, and there's all these different areas you can unlock. I only played it for like an hour, but it was really like, it was that game where I was playing, and then looked down like, oh crap, I was supposed to go to work like 10 minutes ago. So like Slime Rancher, it sounds really dumb, but it's actually really, really enjoyable. So, you know, I think it would be a good game, especially if you like those kind of games that just have a loop, you know, collect some slimes to get some money to buy some stuff. And then you use that stuff to get more slimes to buy some money to buy some other stuff. You know, if you just like those kind of, they're repetitive, but you know, you build something bigger, and then you have a giant, I don't know, slime factory farm at the end.
Gross.
But that was a really good time.
Maybe that's what went wrong. What went wrong on Tacoma?
It very well could have been. Tacoma, I finished yesterday, and
did you find out what went wrong?
I did find out what went wrong.
Okay.
Tacoma is a very, very interesting game. So this is from the folks that made Gone Home, and it's a walking simulator. But more it's like a floating simulator because you're in space. And so you're on the spaceship Tacoma, which was actually built in Tacoma, Washington. And it's interesting because kind of unlike some of the other walking sims that we've talked about, where what you being reflective upon at the end of being those games isn't the plot of the game. It's kind of like the unsaids. You know, you'll sit around thinking about, you know, What Remains of Edith Finch, like, oh God, what happened to all these poor people? Why did they all have to die? You know, all this stuff. And when you play, even, you know, like Oxenfree, you're like, how did this horrible thing happen? And Tacoma, kind of like Gone Home. Like Gone Home is kind of the same way. Is you get to the end of Gone Home and you know exactly what happened. Like the plot is very linear. Tacoma is very linear. You board this spaceship and you find out that there was some sort of horrible accident, and they tried to fix, essentially there was a horrible accident and they know no one's coming to rescue them. And so they try and fix up an escape pod to get out, and then some other stuff happens. You can't. But like it's a 3-hour game. The first 2 hours of that game are just spent like kind of learning about the characters and learning about their lives and learning about why they're on the spaceship and kind of the history of what's happened to the United States in like the next 60 years and that kind of stuff. And I'm playing this game, I'm like, this is really interesting, but what's next? And then like the last hour of the game is kind of twisty and turvy, and then it ends, and you're like, oh, well, that was really interesting. But what you're left thinking about is not the story, because the story is completely linear. There's a start, middle, and end. It's what the story means, and like what Tacoma says about capitalism, and what Tacoma says about people putting profits over people and their employees and what it says about how AI is going to function 60 years from now. And it's really interesting to like be introspective about the things that were in the kind of the peripheral of the game, but that are really the things that you really think about once it's over, because the game ends and you're like, oh, huh. So Tacoma's good. It's $20. It's like a 3-hour walking simulator. So if that's your jam, get Tacoma. It's real good. It's real good. I enjoyed that a lot. Real quick, I'll touch on 2 others. I played the demo for Rayman Legends, which just came out on the Switch. It's about 30 minutes worth of Rayman, and if you liked Rayman anywhere else over the last 5 years, you'll love it on the Switch. It's lots
over the
of
last
fun.
25 years?
No, because, I mean, yeah, I
like
guess.
the first Rayman I ever played, like the first Rayman and the last Rayman I saw, I think, aside from graphically just looking a little smoother, look identical.
Yeah, but
like it's all cartoony, smoothie.
But the last 2 have been just like Rayman Legends and Rayman Origins have been these just like super gorgeous, super smooth platformers. They're probably, I would say, probably the best platformers released in like the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, and
this is just Origins is just the Origins you played on any other system, but it's just a little bit different, a little bit more polished, you know. Gotcha. Super fun though. I think there's 3 levels you can play, and one of them is actually one of the music levels, which is art.
I love those.
Oh my god, this one was Black Betty, you know, and so that one, bam ram. And so as you run through the level, you're hitting guys, and you killing the guys are like the downbeats and the drum crashes on that. So
nice.
And they're just fun. So that's free. You can download it. The game that comes out, I think, next month. Worth it. And then finally, the game I played last night, which I also live streamed, was Nidhogg 2. And so if you're not familiar with Nidhogg, Nidhogg came out, I don't know, a number of years ago. It's a very pixely indie game where you're 2 guys with like rapier sword fighters, and the entire concept of the game is you stab the person that you're sword fighting against and then run past them to get to the end of the level. So, you know, there's like, I want to say 5 or 6 screens, and you start in the middle, and then your goal is to get to the one furthest to your left, and then at the end of that you get eaten by this giant, I don't know, dragony worm beast, and that's how you win, is to get to the end and get eaten.
It is the weirdest looking thing.
And Nidhogg 2 like totally drops the like pixel art aesthetic and instead replaces it with like, I don't know, cotton candy on LSD. It's like the most just visually
bonkers,
weird, bright, crazy game. But apparently the reason they kind of went with that is before it was just all like kind of pixel animation, and this one, the guy who developed was like, yeah, I was just kind of screwing around with like skeletal animation systems, and so I wanted to introduce those to the game, and so I just kind of added this like lumpy Play-Doh crap on top of them, and so if you've played the first Nidhogg, you only get swords, and this one you get swords, daggers, and bows and arrows. Yeah. That really changes the dynamic of the game, but it's still very similar to what it was. But Nidhogg's a great game because you can literally sit down. It's a PS4 or a PC game. Give someone a controller, and within 5 minutes, they will completely understand what Nidhogg is all about, and even kind of get the more intricate parts of it, and just start killing you. And the game is grossly violent. If you lose all your weapons, you get down to just fist fighting. And when you fist fight, so when you knock them unconscious and then stomp on their head, it's absolutely horrifying. But it's absolutely fun. Me and my kid played it last night.
Listening to your kid like squeal and hoot and holler and scream at this game while he was playing with you was ridiculous.
It was real fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah, we had a great time. We played it for about an hour, and in an hour we played all of the different levels once, and it's super fun. But you can play like a tournament mode, so if you have, I think, up to 8 players, so I guess one would play one, and then whoever lost would give it their controller and play the winner, and so on and so forth. So you can play it that way. You can play it against AI. You can play it over the internet. Super fun. It's like $15.
Oh, you can play it online with people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's on.
I think it's $15. It's totally worth it.
Sweet. Well, that's that. That's what
we played. We played a lot this week.
Yeah.
It was busy.
So real
lazy.
quick, also, if you're listening on the iTunes or Google Play, make sure you rate us, like us, review us, whatever that makes more people find us.
Because quite frankly, we're good people.
We are, and we have stickers.
I'm willing to trade stickers for likes.
Oh, yeah. We can't post this on our Facebook page and say, hey, like us and you get a sticker. We could totally talk about it here.
I will trade it for reviews, too.
Yeah. If you like our page, leave us a message, review us on iTunes or something, maybe screenshot it and email it to us or whatever. We will totally send you a sticker. Yeah.
Or maybe you can be bought. I'm not sure.
I can
We can both be bought.
easily be bought. I was unemployed for a short time and found out just how much I could be bought for on the free market. Had no idea. Anyway, so there's that. All right, moving on to our segment that we follow up all that stuff with every week.
News.
I like the swoosh in.
News.
News.
Okay. Thank you, Dylan. Over at the news desk, Pop Tarts for XP and Destiny 2. Let's talk about this. Because it's from what I've read so far, it's Destiny's publisher, Activision, has announced kind of a promotion with Rockstar energy drinks and Pop Tarts. Ahead of this release happening in September.
Yeah, and so the Rockstar stuff's only in the UK, which I'm kind of disappointed about because I probably drink more Rockstar than I do
turds?
Eat Pop Tarts. But yeah, it's
I eat a lot of Pop Tarts.
Actually, that's true.
You
We do eat them for
Pop-Tarts.
breakfast. But yeah, I assume it's going to be like one of those things where it'll be a pack-in thing, or you enter a code or whatever. But you're literally going to be able to eat Pop Tarts and use them for XP inside of Destiny.
There's going to be a lot
I'm
of
gonna
fat
win
kids
so
running around.
hard.
Even more, right? Like, how is Dylan already level 40 and light level 4,673?
And how did he go
Pop-Tarts.
from being 6'6" and 120 pounds to 6'6" and 420 pounds?
There you go.
It's all Pop Tarts.
I
Pop-Tarts.
could gain 300 pounds through Pop Tarts. I am game.
Challenge accepted.
That's the DLC for Destiny 2 is how big Dylan's going to get. So, but the Pop-Tart thing, that's happening here in the States. People are going to be able to buy, is it just like single packs of
I
them?
assume it's
or,
probably going to be like Destiny-themed Pop-Tarts.
like, could you go to
I don't know what
Costco
those
or
will
Sam's
taste
Club
like,
and
but-
buy the pallet of Pop-Tarts?
Yes.
And just like have like 10,000
Maybe.
XP just sitting right there.
And like the correct way to do that, as I have learned from the internet, is you buy a pallet full of Pop-Tarts, you steal the XP, keep the XP, and then you donate the Pop-Tarts to like a food bank. You get to write the price of the Pop-Tarts off your taxes, and you get all the XP.
Oh, aren't you smart?
Right?
Look at you gaming the system.
Yeah. There's a dude who did that with...
That was a creepy.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a guy who did that with pudding and did it to win a contest and bought like cases of pudding, won the contest, donated the pudding, and got the tax write-off.
Have you ever seen Punch Drunk Love?
I
Adam
have
Sandler's
heard of it, but I haven't
Long
seen
time
it.
ago.
So good. But that's the premise of the movie.
Is it?
he finds this crazy sale on pudding and buys all this pudding to use the pudding cups to redeem for
In
the
that
points
case,
for a
maybe
trip.
this thing I just made up that I thought I read on the internet was actually just an Adam
No,
No,
Sandler
I think
movie.
it might be based kind of on that. So it's worth watching.
Either way, it's on Netflix.
Either
I
way,
think.
that's a smart way of going about it.
Yeah.
So if you like Pop-Tarts and Destiny 2, you can eat your
Who
way
doesn't
to
like
level 40.
Pop-Tarts?
I mean, I'm not going to say I like them, but I'm not going to say I don't like them.
You like Pop Tarts?
I
like
liked
Pop-Tarts.
Okay, so I liked Pop-Tarts in the 80s when there was actually filling in there. The last time I had a Pop-Tart, the ratio of filling to crust was way off. It was not okay.
I think
Like,
the
it
funny
was
thing.
probably like 80-20 back in the 80s, and now I'm looking at a good 60-40 split
I think
on filling to
the
crust.
funniest thing about Pop-Tarts is because Dylan and I do eat them every once in a while in the morning, and we
Like
go in
every
there
day.
and everyone kind of like looks at us kind of like, oh, Pop-Tarts, and then you like start microwaving a Pop-Tart. You start toasting them and they start getting that kind of baked Pop-Tart smell, and then they go
it
from
turns
like
to-
it's all of a sudden it was like from Pop-Tarts to like
Yeah,
those
that's
Pop-Tarts sure smell good.
That's when you turn around and say, enjoy your kale, and walk away.
Yeah.
It's like just eat the Pop Tarts.
Yeah.
Like
Seriously.
It's very funny.
your Pop Tart smells so good. Get your
Anyway,
own.
Get your own.
Pop-Tarts, Destiny,
Pop-Tarts,
do it.
Pop-Tarts way to XP.
It is your destiny.
Next, Deathmatch and Overwatch. I am not familiar with the Overwatch, but I'm assuming the Deathmatch thing is kind of like the last man standing in a PvP
and I'm not
kind of
sure.
thing.
No, it's just for points, like
Is
any
it?
deathmatch.
Okay, so it's,
Yeah.
so it is like it's not like the capture
It's
the fag
more
thing
like-
in Crucible, but it's like that thing in Destiny where it's
it
PvP
kills
stuff.
our points.
Yeah.
Okay.
but not. I don't think it's team based. Then it's
There's both,
Oh, so you can do both. So
Yeah.
how does
I believe.
Yeah, I remember. Unfortunately, I read about this like a week ago.
And
too.
reses count as negative kills.
Yes,
for the
which I
team,
think
so
is
you can
awesome.
Take points away.
Yeah, so if you
well,
use-
because technically you didn't kill them if they
Yeah.
got res,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
That's kind of cool. There's no other deathmatch games that kind of do that, is there?
I don't think so. I'm
no, because
not
they usually don't have
a res ability.
Yeah,
It's usually like
usually a
you're dead, you're
healer,
done.
but not like a mercy, where she can actually bring you back
like
from the
her
dead.
ultimate is res.
Yeah. So let's see.
Oh,
But there's going to be a new map specifically designed for deathmatch. Some of the maps will be adjusted or use different sections of the map for deathmatch.
Okay.
It is a mode that was obviously not included in Overwatch from the beginning.
Yeah. So there are two modes. There's Team Deathmatch, which is just like any Team Deathmatch game, and then there's Free for All, which is interesting because it's not who can get the most kills in a game. It's the first person to 20.
Yeah.
So I could see how that could be a very interesting, race to see who can
I
get.
think like jumping off the edge also counts negative too.
It usually does.
Jumping off the edge?
Yeah,
like accidentally killing yourself by falling off of something.
That counts as
purposefully take someone's kill away from them by jumping off the edge.
Yeah.
Because you can, like, in Overwatch, when you're playing a normal game...
Who would they give that? Oh, so it counts against you.
If you jump off the edge, the opponent doesn't get the kill.
Yeah.
So you can take the ult that they would gain off of that.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they're not actually gaining the points for that. So
that's tricky.
It's a way to deny them. Or Diva will often suicide to get her mech back.
Diva?
Interesting.
What a diva.
When she's blown out of her mech. So,
that's really cool. I didn't realize that. Yeah. It's on the PTR right now, though, so you can actually go try this right now. I've heard, like, early reports of it are mixed. Like, there's still apparently a lot of balancing left to do. Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, like, in a game that...
20 or more very different characters.
Yeah.
So I assume some of them aren't really going to be playable.
Oh, I would.
In this mode.
I mean, frankly, you can't play a healer in free for all. Like you'll die.
Yeah, a team, sure. Like I think team deathmatch is going to work a lot better for this.
That'll be interesting to see how that plays out, though.
Free for all, but I think some people look at the deathmatch mode as a very casual way to test heroes out.
Well, that's actually pretty smart.
And I think if I use that philosophy, I would enjoy this because otherwise I don't think this has a place in Overwatch because of that. Team Deathmatch, sure, I won't play it because I have no interest in doing that. I like what Overwatch did by making a game that did not have Team Deathmatch and had objectives and promoted the idea of facilitating all the parts of a team and rewarding every person on the team justly for their contribution in a victory.
And that's kind of a weird thing to do too. When when people have asked Blizzard why they don't have leaderboards, the answer is because how do you gauge how well someone's doing? Like a team contribution. How do you say this person that was Mercy versus this person that was Roadhog? Like how do you rank those people? And they've kind of tried to assign values to it, but so much of it's subjective that they've kind of stayed away from having leaderboards, even though the community really wants them. And then to go like deathmatch, it's very obvious you just have a kill death ratio.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess you have the choice to play whatever character. So if it's casual, then I'm sure that's good. But I'm not too interested.
I think it's really cool that they added it just because I love the idea that Overwatch has been out for a year, and I've bought it once, and they're still adding content to it. Yeah. And I'm never going to play this because I'm so bad. I'm so bad. But
that's a great way to get better.
Yeah, but I think the thing is I'm so bad at deathmatch in general, and I don't have any urge to get better.
I was terrible at Destiny until I started playing deathmatch stuff and like the Crucible and it's Crucible. And,
no, it's just Crucible.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's the thing is like I have played like 5 matches of the Crucible in Destiny, and only because sometimes I need marks. And like that's all I use it for. I don't enjoy it. It's just not my thing.
I like it.
If this is a way for people to hone their mechanics of the game with different characters, I think that's great.
That's a really interesting idea.
The thing I'm afraid of is this promotes a deathmatch idea in other game modes because people will play this, and it's already a problem in first person shooters. And you see that you occasionally will get teamed with a player who wants to be the DPS character and literally just goes balls to the wall and tries to get eliminations. And it's very obvious what they're doing because you're a glass cannon character. You can't just run in the front line. Like that's not going to work. So you're just trying to get eliminations. Like that's what you're doing. And I hope that doesn't translate into get players being good at deathmatch and then taking that play style outside of deathmatch because I think that's unhealthy for the game. But I don't know if that's really even traceable to say, but it could happen. I don't know.
All right. Well, there's
fair, though.
That is coming. That is coming, or is it out now?
It's on the test server.
The test server,
meaning
so
it could.
You can go play with it.
Cool. All right, up next, Okami, one of my favorite games of all time. Originally on the PS2, then it came to the Wii with motion controls, and then I think it was a digital HD in the PS3, and I've been really looking forward to it happening again.
Because I need to play it for the 4th time.
Can you tell us about it, though? Because it's a game that I've heard of only because you've talked about how cool it is. I know nothing about it.
It's a Zelda-like kind of game. You play like this.
Do you play as the dog thing?
Yes.
Okay.
You play as a wolf, like the goddess or the spirit of the wolf. And there's a great evil that's been resurrected from 1,000 years before that the ancestors fought. And there's this tiny village that was left where everything was safe and sane and pretty and beautiful. And then the evil came back and all hell broke loose. And this wolf comes back from like the dead, and you go around as a wolf,
and the combat is all real time.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh yeah. It's a very Zelda, like a 3D Zelda kind of game.
That's awesome. It
all
looks
cel-shaded.
gorgeous.
It is
like
beautiful.
It just looks amazing. So it's a game that's way outside my. It's not outside my wheelhouse. It actually sounds like a game that's exactly inside my wheelhouse, but somehow I just missed it on the multitude of systems that it's come out on.
Yeah, because it's a big publisher. It was a big game. It got a fantastic score across the board.
Yeah, it's right now I think it's just rumored, but they're saying, I mean, it's rumors from sources that say it's been confirmed as having a retail release, but it's supposedly coming out December 12th.
Makes me very happy.
Yeah,
because I would love to see it in full 1080p glory.
Kind of an odd time to release a game like that. I guess maybe it doesn't really matter. Like, it's never going to be a huge sell.
Yeah.
It's going to be people that pick up either for nostalgia
It's fan
or people
service. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of the Zelda like genre, which I don't know why you wouldn't be,
because you're
breaking swords.
You guys are terrible.
Anyway.
For no reason.
It's still the greatest game of all time. Anyway, Okami, hopefully, cross your fingers, will be here in December on the PS4
cool.
and Xbox One.
And
Yes.
if you really, really like Okami, we actually talked about this, I'm going to say like 15 or 20 episodes ago. There is a $700 Okami statue that lights up you can buy. And it's like huge. It's like 1.5 feet tall. So
Yeah, it's gorgeous, but
Please don't buy it. Just please don't.
You know what? Now that you've said it, even though I have bills to pay, I'm going to buy that thing.
I don't know.
reverse psychology.
Oh, I kind of like
him.
Oh, God, it's real pretty, too. They're doing
I just want
unboxing here.
Adam to just frivolously spend his money. Light up statues and stuff like that.
Like, I'm going to have a statue for a game that I love but never beat.
He's like never going to be able to walk into his house. He's got stuff everywhere. He's going to have a garage sale. I'm going to buy it all. Open a museum, the Adam West Museum.
Right, what Adam used to have museum. Anyway,
that's fun. I think this next one, like, this is when Adam and I just like go get some more coffee or something.
Right.
We just let Dylan talk.
Basically, hopefully he doesn't ramble on. WWE
much rambling.
2K18 announces the first 47 characters.
No. As per this article, playable. Superstars.
My bad. Well, my show notes say playable characters, not playable superstars.
We didn't want to be redundant.
I clicked through.
I'm so bad. So sorry. Anyway, Dylan.
Talk about all 47 of these.
Oh, you want me to go one by one?
If you
through
go
the
one
list?
by one of these, I will end this show right now and post it as is, with you cut off in the middle.
Your brother
of saying,
will be
like,
happy because
Mike
the
Cena.
Bushwhackers are a part of this list.
They are my favorite, probably second favorite wrestling people.
So Bushwhacker
Shut up, Cliff.
Butch
Sorry,
and
man.
Bushwhacker Luke are included in this list of 47 characters. So obviously they are not wrestling any longer.
Also, is Andre the Giant. He's dead.
So a bunch of these are. So a lot of these are old and new wrestlers from the past, legends, etc. The first 47, so we can expect a whole lot more coming to this list.
I like reading through this list just because I love the names these people have.
Oh, yeah.
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler is the.
I know
he's
that
the
name.
man. He's
I
great.
know that name.
People on this list are people that Adam might have interviewed recently. Sami Zayn.
Yep.
And
Wait, what?
Oh, I interviewed Sami Zayn
for a
month or two ago for some WWE thing happening in Everett.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
The more you know. Ding.
He seemed like a nice guy, but
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
I don't know. He seemed pretty...
Is he a good guy wrestler or a bad
He's
guy
a
wrestler?
good guy wrestler.
He's a good guy wrestler.
A
so
face,
that
as we might call it, a baby face.
A baby face.
That just leads me to believe he's probably a D-bag in real life. Just
I
a
don't.
thought.
He seems like he'd be a nice guy.
Let's hope.
He's Canadian.
Oh, I love him.
Canadians are generally
Love him.
nice, right?
Yeah.
He's
generally.
like wrestling, eh? So who's the most like your favorite person on this list?
I'm still trying to read through the list, and there's a lot of people.
Oh my God, it's huge.
There's 47 people on this list, and there's actually probably not the wrestlers that I really want on.
Shut up, Dylan. Andre the Giant's on this list. He's my favorite.
Eric Rowan. What do you think of Eric Rowan? I'm just going to pick random names.
Eric Rowan.
Just rapid fire. First thoughts.
He's a big guy with an orange beard.
Okay, what about Bam Bam Bigelow?
Bam Bam Bigelow he was the man back in the day.
I like the alliteration.
I think he passed away.
Well, we're not talking about that. I just want your random first impression.
Head tattoos.
Okay, Alundra Blaze.
Missed her.
Brie Bella.
The lesser of the Bella twins.
Okay, we're going to stop now, but I actually want to do all 47 of these sometime. Can that be a supplemental episode?
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
I'm just excited.
I'm sorry, I don't actually feel that way. It's just she's the one that isn't currently wrestling anymore.
You don't have to apologize to me for this, Dylan.
She's actually married to someone who's local to here.
Oh, nice.
Daniel Bryan.
Nice. I'm just happy to see that there are actually wrestlers on this that I know. Like, I know who Andre the Giant is. I know who The Undertaker is. I know Bret the Hitman Hart and Diamond Dallas Page. I've heard of these people.
DDP is the man.
I know Diamond Dallas Page.
He has a great yoga program, actually, if you guys are interested in some active yoga.
I am 200%
He also
not
sponsors
interested.
every podcast that is from wrestlers. And
because of his yoga?
Yeah.
Right.
It's actually great.
So who's the wrestler that's in a coma now?
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Poor bastard. I saw him at Comic-Con like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Hope it gets better.
Yeah.
One question, though. I just noticed this one name standing out, and it seems like it's like, you know, the guys with two first names.
Yeah.
It's like Michael Bryan. Why would you name your kid that?
Yeah.
This seems like the first and last name got flipped around. Killian Dane.
Wow.
Like, why not Dane Killian? That seems like a
Because
more
Killian Dane sounds cooler.
Well, okay. Do we know Killian Dane?
Also, because you're a wrestler, Adam.
Killian Dane.
Yeah. He's a big guy.
Okay.
Nice. It seems to be a reoccurring thing. So are you excited about 2K? WWE 2K? What's the name of this dumb
2K18.
2K18.
So I am excited in the sense that the last one was bad because there was no part of the game I actually wanted to play because they made a really crappy story mode.
Was that the campaign thing?
Yeah. And the year before it was amazing. Like they took a era of time in the wrestling history and they let you play through that.
That's cool.
That's what these games should do, or at least include that. You can have this create a story mode, like create a character mode, or you should just let me play it with any wrestler that I want, because why not do that? Because I would have played it. So if this is unknown yet what they're going to do, but as long as they do something like that, then I think I'm in. It's great that they have huge rosters of characters because this is the first 47. The last game had like 169 playable characters. So it's like you can basically play as everyone ever in these games.
That's cool. And this comes out month after next, October 17th?
Yeah, October. So
that's cool.
It's soon.
I do, before we get off this page, I'm going to have to ask you, this is a visual thing. Who's this?
That's Bray Wyatt.
He totally looks like if the guy from Game of Thrones, like the horse dude, just like really kind of let himself go and, I don't know, like join a motorcycle gang. The guy that's going to be Aquaman.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah. Tell me, right?
But Jason, what's his name, didn't let himself go.
No, but this guy did.
If. It was an if.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I'm like Jason Momoa.
No, that dude's crazy.
He's a beast. Wait, is he on Game of Thrones?
He was. He died in the first season.
Spoilers.
You told me you hate Game of Thrones. You're never going to watch it. Don't give me that crap.
I was just totally going to ruin your day by being like, you just ruined it. No, I'm kidding.
I love the picture of him where he's walking with his two bodyguards, and like the bodyguards are like a foot shorter than he is and weigh like 100 pounds less of muscle. Right. And they're like, I want to be the guy
giant.
That your bodyguards look like mini bosses.
Yeah.
It's good. Anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, looking forward to that. Sure.
Adam's not, but man, there are a ton of people that follow us that are really excited.
I've not played a wrestling game in 20 years.
Yeah. It might be a kick to do it. We might have to do
it might be fun.
Adam and I are both so wrestling dumb. It might be a kick to do like a live stream of this.
It'd be fun, I think.
Is that a pun? Badum-ching? I don't know. It's a kick. Oh, they kick each other.
Drop kick.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, they don't really hit each other at all. But whatever.
No, they totally do.
Okay.
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
Undertale. Let's move on. Undertale. What is? Oh, is this that weird little indie
It
RPG
is that
game?
weird little indie RPG game.
Okay.
It actually came out, and it's cool because it's on the Vita too. So it's a PlayStation 4 crossplay game with the Vita. It's just
was it a PlayStation Plus game?
No. This has just been released. Actually, it was a PC game before this, and it's just interesting because it's got some really interesting mechanics, and it remembers where your last saves are, and if you try and like back out of things, it'll make fun of you. And there's a bunch of different ways you can play it. You can do runs where you kill everything, or you can do runs, you can do pacifist runs where you kill nothing, and you get a different story depending on how you play this game. It's not super long. I'm gonna say 3 or 4 hours, I want to say.
Okay.
And it's just strange. It's like it's gonna be unlike any role-playing game you've ever played before. There are characters that you literally cannot beat. You have to run away from them. That's you'll fight these guys and literally have to run away because there's no way to win that battle. There are people that you almost like talk your way out of these battles. They'll start attacking you and you'll have to use different prompts. It's a weird game, and combat's all done via these strange little mini games. It's a game that deserves to be looked at just because it's so unique in a space where people are always saying like, oh, all there is sequels, and I've played all these games before. This is a role-playing game that's incredibly unique and very, very, very strange.
And IGN gave it a 10.
And there was a short amount of time, and I don't know if that still holds true, but there was a while where it was actually the highest rated game on Metacritic. But I mean, I think it still has. It's in the high 90s. Let's see. I'm pulling it up right now. Undertale has a 92% on Metacritic. So
nice.
Critically acclaimed. It's sold really well on all the other platforms. It's just weird. I'd almost say if you don't buy it, go watch someone stream it, because there's a ton of people streaming it right now because it just came out. And check it out because it's so very, very strange and so very unique. I think it's another one of those games that's made by like a guy too. Did all the music, did all the graphics, did all the programming. So I'm only telling you to check it out because it's so strange. So go check it out.
Cool. All right, and that's it for your news. Done. Unnews, yeah. All right, we have some questions from some people, but first we always do his question before anybody else's, because that one time that Cliff was out, Dylan and I decided to make it a feature. Yeah, so here it is.
All good. Hey, yo, Vinny, what's cooking? What's for dinner? What's for dinner? I'm hungry.
It was a good decision of yours to make that a feature.
I know.
Anyway.
So Vinny asks, thank you, Dylan. Vinny asks, hey guys, hope everyone's doing swimmingly.
I don't swim very well.
Well, which is funny because I have seen more Finding Nemo or Finding Dory memes today than I have in forever. So it's funny he says swimmingly. What is your dream?
Maybe that's why.
Right. What is your dream piece of gaming merchandise that can I ask?
Floating
can I
around?
Ask a question?
No.
Can I ask a question?
Floating around. Floating.
No, it's float my fist.
Floating
in your throat.
around. You get it?
Yes.
It's your turn now, Adam.
It's an ocean pun.
I can turn him off. I don't think he realizes that.
He might be off right now.
What is your dream?
Speak louder.
Vinny says, hey guys, blah, blah, blah. What is your dream piece of gaming merchandise that either exists or you wish existed that you could be a proud owner of? I don't know. Well,
yeah, I've got one too.
Rock, paper, scissors for it?
Nah, I think it's the same one, so go ahead.
Steel Battalion.
No, it's not.
What?
Steel Battalion?
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Yeah.
What's Steel Battalion?
It was a game for the Xbox that came
with the controller is like you're inside a mech with all the joysticks and buttons.
I remember that.
And foot pedals and everything.
It was like $250.
Yeah. And my dad's friend has one like new in box, and I'm gonna play it one day. He's made this deal with me for years, and I've just never gone to his place to play it.
You need to do it, man, and you need to record that.
Yeah, why have you not done that?
I don't know. But I want one. I know I'm going to play it for like 15 minutes because it's real hard, and I'm sure it hasn't aged well.
No.
But
I guarantee you it hasn't aged
actually
well.
Go on the internet and find people who have like modded the controller into like a case, like you actually step inside a mech and added like extra flashy lights and built the screen in and like done crazy stuff with the game too. So it's kind of an interesting little rabbit hole to go down, but I do want one of those.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Merchandise, like I'm not a big like owner of things. Like I don't buy a lot of like kind of tchotchke fun things, and I love them. Like I went over to Adam's house and I was like, oh my god, you've got all these
like my 25
Yoshi
amiibos.
so many cool amiibos, and I love looking at them. And my brother collects pops. He's got like 100 different pops, and I love the idea of having those things, but I don't collect a lot of them myself. I like looking at other people's. But one thing, I'm going to take this to a completely different place, and the one dream piece of merchandise that I would like would be a wireless Xbox controller that works on my PlayStation.
That's a dream.
Right?
Well, did you see the one? There's a new controller that I think they're kickstarting it, where it's got all the firmware to
From all
work
of them.
across like Switch, Wii U, PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, original. Like it works wirelessly for all of them. They're kickstarting it, and the controller. It looks like it's going to be similar in size and styling of the Wii U Pro controller.
Interesting.
Or the Switch Pro controller.
Sure.
So, do you think the Switch Pro controller is a nice mix?
Yeah, it's fine.
Do you
I
think
played
you'd be
with
able
mine.
to handle PlayStation 4 games on that controller better than the PS4 controller?
Yeah, I played with mine.
Okay.
I've used it for the first time to play the Rayman game, and it's fine. It's not quite as good as an Xbox controller, but it's really close.
Yeah.
The button placement's just a little bit off for me.
It's a little, but it feels like it's a little more spread out.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind.
Well, I kind of, except that I think the buttons are a little far to, like, I don't think, I want the buttons a little further to the right, honestly.
Instead of more straight
Yeah.
out. Gotcha.
But it would be fine. But I would love that controller, but I want it wireless because I can buy a wired one, but I don't want to be wired to my PS4 to play. So
If my Xbox Elite controller just worked on everything, that'd be amazing.
Oh, that would be amazing. I want one so bad. I really do.
It's made a world of difference.
Yeah.
I can jump and look at the same now.
Yeah.
It's almost like playing a game on a PC.
That's cool. It's real cool. I like it.
I don't know if I have a piece of tech or merchandise or whatever that
I don't know. We saw some when we visited Nintendo. There were some Zelda statues there that I coveted. I coveted them a lot.
Like so. Yeah. I don't know.
I like things. I like things a lot.
I wish that I had I wish that they had a VR thing or something that or something that you could just put on your contacts and you're in the game.
I think VR will get better.
Every time
but
I see that in some sci-fi movie,
you're like, dang,
where they
that'd be
pop the
cool.
contacts on and it's all AR,
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't wait for that to actually
Right.
happen. I probably am not going to see that in my lifetime.
I think that you might.
Yeah, but when I'm 92 years old,
No,
I'm not
I
gonna
don't
be,
think so.
Look what I can do with my contacts.
When you think about it, think about the
The
difference.
leaps and bounds, how quick tech
Yeah,
is
the
changing.
difference between your cell phone
now
10
and
years
5
ago and 5 years ago, or the difference between the Virtual Boy that was our first virtual reality experience and the Oculus.
Right.
I think every year those things are getting faster and smaller, and batteries are getting faster and smaller, and processors are getting faster and smaller. So I think that
That'd be interesting.
I don't know contacts, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if very, very nominal glasses are,
Well, we saw
are
what happened with
possible.
Google Glass.
Yeah. But I mean, Google Glass, but I mean, even the, what's Microsoft's HoloLens? HoloLens is a
HoloLens.
far smaller thing than even a VR thing. So I think that's a possibility, or at least.
I'd love to have a HoloLens.
Yeah.
For gaming purposes,
Yeah,
not
$3,000.
for
It's
this
yours.
stuff. How much?
Pokemon Go might
$3,000.
actually be cool.
Right, only $3,000?
Yeah, you can do them.
Can you play Pokemon Go on?
I don't think so. Maybe.
I want to see the Pokemon in my
Right.
my real life.
I want to see Pikachu running around.
I think
then I
think-
might play it.
I think 5 or 10 years from now, VR and AR though are going to be really cool.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of forward momentum on that.
All right. Well, thank you, Vinny, for that question. I wish I had a better idea. I guess, I would take some stuff from Nintendo's headquarters. Absolutely.
Right. Oh, what if we got that full size
Bokoblin?
Oh yeah.
That would be awesome.
God, it was 4 feet
I'm
tall.
going to talk to my friend and see if I can smuggle that out. It was 4 feet tall, but 10 feet long
It was
because he had the
amazing.
big spear and
Yeah,
crap.
it was
Do you
real
think
cool.
he has Bokoblin guts inside of him?
Yes.
You could sell those. You
It's
could turn those into elixirs.
I picture him
That's what I hear.
what the Invisible Man, the toys well had as a kid, where you open them up and there's just lungs and crap inside of him. Could be good.
All right. Thank you, Vinny. All right. Kevin asks, hey, fellas, we're all gamers here. Kind of. Kidding. But if you could change one thing about gaming, what would it be? It could be anything like the way games are released or the pay-to-play stuff, crossplay. What do you wish was different? Thanks in advance.
I think right now crossplay is actually the biggest
Crossplay
one for me.
yeah.
I'm absolutely sick of not being able to play games with other people because of just because they're on different systems. And I would almost say on top of that, I would say platform exclusives because they're both kind of the same side of, different sides of the same coin, I guess. And it annoys the crap out of me.
See, the console exclusives don't bother me so much, like Hellblade.
Yeah, but why?
Why? I get that. Like, I understand that.
I mean, money.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
Like, a console exclusive is one thing, but when you've got a major publisher putting stuff out on different systems, then no, don't
to me,
piecemeal
Destiny
it out
is
to
like
different
the one
systems.
that's driving me crazy right now.
Yeah.
Is I don't want to play Destiny on my PlayStation 4, but I'm going to because there's no crossplay and because PlayStation has exclusivity on the DLC for months.
Yeah.
And
Now,
that's just dumb.
Like, full-on release, an exclusive, console exclusive, that's fine in my world. That's fine.
But why?
when you
why? I mean, why should we be okay with that?
I mean,
That's my point.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't mind it. But what I don't like is the exclusivity for DLC. When it's a multi-platform game and you're only putting it over here because somebody paid you for that, well, that bothers me.
See, but that's the exact same thing, though. I mean, that's the exact same thing as a Hellblade. They're getting money to only release it on the PlayStation. Why? If you can change it, why wouldn't you?
God of War.
Right. Why can't I play that on
only
my
a
Xbox?
PlayStation.
Right, and that's dumb.
Well, I mean, it was produced initially by Sony Studios. Like, Sony produced it in Santa Monica Studios.
Okay, I
which
guess.
is owned by Sony.
And so maybe I'm fine with first-party exclusives, but third-party exclusives are silly.
How many of those happen?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's
And I mean,
fine.
Well, what it does is it creates the problem of Timmy only has $20.
Yeah.
So Timmy's going to buy the one system he can buy for $20.
And I mean,
he
I
can't
guess
buy
the
two
reality
systems.
is
now Timmy can't play with his friends because his friends picked the other system.
Well, he's got loser
now
friends.
Timmy doesn't have friends.
I guess the reality. You're not
do
gonna have
you
friends,
want Timmy
Adam.
to have friends?
No, I don't.
I guess the reality is like it's probably fine for you on this generation because the PlayStation owns the exclusive scenes. But if you've been, Xbox owned it last generation, so people are okay with it if their system has it. But overall, I just don't. I think it's dumb.
Are you kidding me? I love Gears of War.
Yeah.
I love Gears of
but
War.
why isn't
I am
Gears-
so pissed that I can't play it.
Yeah, and that's
But
my point.
I'm not going to run around and go, damn you, Xbox, for not.
See, but I am it's to me why can't these be? I mean, I understand. I think the thing is, I intrinsically understand the reason why it happens.
Right.
But I hate that. So if I could change it, like if Kevin said you could change one thing, that's the thing
We're
I'm
in a
going to change.
hypothetical world,
right?
Everyone can play together with one system.
Yeah.
Why do I have to have
Crossplay.
three? Why do I have to have four systems on my shelf?
And that's the thing. But crossplay only does you so much
Fun.
good.
Makes you look cool.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It just
okay.
It just makes
and I
me have
think
to
the thing
switch
is-
the channel on my TV often.
But I think the thing is like I
HDMI
understand
switcher.
why the Switch is the Switch brings something to the table that is incredibly different than the PS4 and the Xbox.
exactly.
The Xbox and the PS4 are PCs.
It's
like
the
they're
same
100%
system,
PCs.
just with different guts.
Yeah, barely. I mean, the reality is the guts aren't even that different. So we're playing this wacky marketing game because they've convinced us we should. But the reality is crossplay is only so much good to you if that game only exists, if it doesn't exist on all the systems. So I want crossplay and I want exclusivity gone.
Well, and that kind of brings up that thing that I mentioned earlier, the X Station. It's a PS4 Xbox One combo that this guy does. It takes about...
but that only does you good if this game's on your system and your friends are on the same thing. So
yeah, still. But,
I mean, I've fixed the problem by just buying both. But that's a real expensive...
But the problem exists for a lot of people, and I think that's the point.
Yeah. I just don't like it.
Okay.
Anyway, what would you change?
What would I change?
Yeah.
Probably crossplay.
Yeah.
I really would.
Yeah, it's real frustrating.
That's really the only thing that bugs me about gaming is that if you've got Destiny on Xbox. Your brother's got Xbox Destiny. You've got Destiny on the Xbox, don't you?
Yep.
Or on the PS4.
And we all play together all the time.
Yeah. I can't play with you guys.
Yep.
That pisses me off.
It's real dumb.
That's real dumb.
Real dumb.
And I fully blame Sony for that.
And the one that really pisses me off was Rocket League.
Yeah.
Where, there's literally no reason that couldn't be crossplay. There's nothing holding it back except for Sony. And it's super annoying.
Just because I love my system doesn't mean I like the people who made it.
Oh, yeah.
They're terrible people.
Yeah. It's crossplay drives me nuts.
Yep.
Like a pirate?
Kind of.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you want, Dylan?
Microtransactions are pretty annoying.
See, those don't bother me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't buy them. I'm all right.
Well, it's like there's some games that I really enjoy, but I don't want to play anything like that.
I
so
guess
it
maybe on the
stops
mobile
me
scene.
from playing the game.
I don't think it's a problem on most console PC games, but
Yeah.
mobile, it's annoying. Yeah, we've talked about that before.
But, yeah, I just don't like the way, and I guess more so it's the way that affects the mechanics of a game.
I agree.
So they slow your progression and tie it to microtransactions instead of those being exclusive to each other. Like, you can pay more money, I guess, but there's a purposeful hindrance, and it's actually worked into how the game works.
Yep.
Because, for example, like Clash Royale, which I really enjoy playing, and I haven't really put much money into it, is a game that I would love to progress faster, and I truly believe that what is holding me back now is just grinding my stuff to be better. It's not that I'm not a good enough player.
Yeah.
Like, I understand pretty well how the game works. Now I either need to sink a bunch of money or a bunch of time in to play at a higher level when I'm at a higher level. So that's annoying because like I would like to play at like a more competitive level of this game, but I can't because I have to grind my stuff up to that level. And if I could have just paid one price to say I'm at tournament level, okay, let me play tournaments.
Well, I think that's the thing is there are a lot of games where I'd be willing to pay $5 or $10 just to play. You know, I don't want Trials Frontier was a big one for me. It's probably the mobile game that I've invested the most time into, and it's based on tanks of gas, and you've got a race. And so every race you do takes so many tanks of gas, and you only get so many tanks over time. Yeah. And, you know, that was the game where I realized that if I just pushed the date forward on my iPad, I could get tanks of gas. And so, you know, I'm living in a world where my iPad's in 2021, and, you know, it eventually just gets ridiculous. But it was a super fun game that I totally would have paid $5 or $10 to just unlock to play because it was fun. And I love the Trials games, and I've bought all of them. I just, you know, that one I just stopped.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
All right. Well, there's that. Thank you, Kevin, for that question. Last question comes from Rich. I like your name.
Super nice guy.
Yes.
He lives just outside of Disney World. Lucky bugger.
Nice. Wait, in Florida?
In Florida.
Well, he's kind of lucky that he lives close to Disney.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
There's gators down there. I like gators.
He's stupid. What was that weird Louisiana-ish accent?
That's his Florida accent.
That's crazy.
It's my gator accent.
Oh, okay.
I'm after them gators.
Rich asks, if you were forced to pick one game genre, what would it be?
It's a tough one. I would like to shout out to Rich, too. I completely forgot to. He sent it to me, and I never thanked him on this or on Facebook or anywhere, but Rich actually sent me a really cool Firewatch t-shirt that I absolutely adore. It's real cool.
Cool.
Yeah, he played it and loved it, and so he hooked me up with a shirt. It's real cool. Firewatch overall, if you like Firewatch, their merch is awesome.
Well, I was going to ask, like, to this question, is that the genre that you'd probably end up going towards, is the walking sims?
God, that's, you know, he sent me this question. I'm like, I just don't know. I mean, walking sims like seems like a good genre because I love them, but there's not that many of them, and they're only like 2 or 3 hours long. So if I pick walking sims as a genre, like I just stopped gaming in about 3 weeks. So like they don't have a lot of replayability, you know. And so in my head, I'm like, it would make so much sense to go like open world action adventure games because, you know, there's a million of them and they're super long, but I kind of burn out on those too. So, you know, like I love Skyrim, I love The Witcher, I love Fallout, I love all those games. But at some point, I think I just go like, oh, I can't play this anymore. Like I'm not sure I could actually. I mean, I guess if I was forced, yeah, I could pick one. But I think that if I was stuck in one genre, I think eventually I would stop playing video games or play them significantly less, just because what I like about games is the variety of them. Being a gamer who doesn't just like one, I love being able to go from. I mean, if you look at the games I've played this week,
Slime Rancher and Bayonetta.
Yeah, I played Bayonetta this week, which is, you know, a hack and slash weird Japanese game. I played Slime Rancher, which is literally a game where I'm making a slime ranch. I played Tacoma, which is a walking simulator. Nidhogg 2, which is this wacky cotton candy fencing game.
Is it technically a fighting game?
I guess.
It's fun.
And Rayman Legends, you know, like I've literally this week I've played 5 genres. So, and almost every week I play 3 or 4 genres. I think if I was stuck in one for too long, I would eventually just get bored and probably stop. So I guess that maybe I would pick either something open worldy or I don't know. I guess so. That's a question. Here's a question for the panel: are MMOs, is that a genre?
Well,
Yes.
I was going to ask this question too.
I would say yes, an MMO is a genre.
See, then I'd probably pick MMOs just because they're huge and there are so many different things within MMOs. Like that opens me up to fantasy stuff and sci-fi stuff and weird other stuff, and like that might be where I'd go.
Okay.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was going to ask too, is how you differentiate MMOs and RPGs and those games that kind of have a sort of a hybrid.
Yeah.
On
Well,
them,
I mean, that's really a question. Like, it's probably one of the biggest arguments you could ever get in is like, what's an RPG? Because is Fallout 4 an RPG?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, a lot of people would tell you no, but it's a game set in an open world where you go on quests and you get experience. So
yeah, I think Fallout definitely
is
I think
is Diablo an RPG?
I haven't played Diablo enough, but
I mean, it's a game where you go around on quests collecting items that give you XP.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, what defines what a role playing game is?
Yeah.
You know, Undertale is a role playing game, but there's no character progression. You know, it's just this story based thing.
And I think RPGs have come a long way since they were called RPGs.
Is Fallout or is Far Cry an RPG? You know, I mean,
no.
You're a guy that goes on missions.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The rabbit hole of
I guess that's the question: is are like 80% of games role playing games?
Yeah, well, I think games just add those features nowadays. So I think because every game has to have character creator, and every game has to have skills, and you have to be able to level up in every game. And I kind of
you know
hate
what game
it.
is not that? Hellblade.
Yeah.
True, but that's again, like somebody said that they pointed out to you, it's kind of a walking simulator that's got a couple of.
But the interesting that was very purposeful. One of the things that's interesting about Hellblade is the developers very much went in saying we want to build a AAA game that we want to build a 6-hour AAA game, and so we're stripping out all the stuff that overcomplicates a game and just making a core game that is of a AAA quality that only lasts 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting idea.
It's a good job.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to go with a shooter genre.
Yeah.
Does third person and first person, do I have to differentiate that between
shooter?
Shooter's fine.
And I don't think I would have picked this before Overwatch, but I saw what could be done with Overwatch, and I can be happy playing that.
Interesting.
Or playing like PUBG or playing those kinds of games.
Interestingly, if I was going to choose one genre to never play again, I'd probably choose sports. But shooters would probably actually be very close second to me because I really like them, but I'm not very good at them, and I don't really have a lot of
Counter-Strike and those very cooperative games. Just the teamwork.
Yeah. So if you could choose a game never to play again, a genre never to play again, what would it be?
Like sports. I think is the easy one to let go.
Does sports get rid of Rocket League?
I think so.
Ooh, that's tough.
Oh,
I'm gonna say those hidden item adventure games, like that you play on the plane. Like I found these scissors. I don't know. How about you, Adam?
If I had to
I'm
pick,
sorry, were you done?
I don't know. Let me think about it for a second.
All right.
because you've had some serious answers today.
Yeah.
I would have to say something like
Stalling.
probably just platformers.
Really? Would be the one you would play forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, platformers is a good choice.
Just because there's so much variety there. You've got
Ratchet
Mario, Rayman, and then Ratchet and Clank, and Ori, which the new one can't come out soon enough. But
platformers is a good answer.
Yeah, that's just because there's
Banjo-Kazooie.
Not a big Banjo guy?
It was okay.
Yeah.
What? It was okay.
Yeah.
I liked Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh yeah,
See?
That was
the
hilarious.
Boo Monster.
I wish that game would come. I wish they'd re-release that.
Well,
That game would be awesome if they
it's
made
not
a
Conker.
pretty.
What's the other one they're doing?
As he points at Dylan, Dylan he's pointing at his monitor.
Bubsy.
Oh
Yeah, they're doing a
Bubsy
Bubsy one. But
platformers is a good choice. That's a solid choice.
Just because there's so many.
Nice. What would you play if you could never play another genre again?
What would I choose to never? What
Yeah,
genre
like
would I
a
never
genre
play?
goes away.
RPGs.
Really?
Yeah.
We just said 80% of games are RPGs, man.
No, like look. Okay, so RPGs as RPGs have existed classically, like the Final Fantasies, the Chrono Triggers, the things like that, because those are all great games. But you play it once, and it's kind of like, okay, and they've all. That's really speaking to my detriment, because platformers are platformers.
Is Fallout 4 an RPG?
I would say yes.
So you get rid of all those games, Fallout,
Yes.
Far Cry.
Yes,
Interesting. Interesting.
I would.
Teach their own.
Yeah, that's my thing.
All
Sorry.
right. Dylan,
It's tough.
it's a really hard question. It's like I said, I think it's because we're all
fighting games, maybe.
You'd get rid of.
Yeah,
Like Tekken or
just because there's not a lot of depth to that,
And
and
it's
that's the only reason.
it's a genre.
I really like fighting games. Occasionally, I'm not good at them.
Yeah,
I
same.
really enjoy them, and if I was playing on the level. If I was always playing on the same level as who I was playing with, I would love fighting games. Like
Yeah.
if I actually had competition, but I'm either going to get my butt kicked or I'm going to kick butt.
That's
because I feel like there's not a lot of common ground until you're actually at a very good level or you're total noobs.
That's actually a really good point. If I have to get rid of Rocket League by getting rid of sports, I will choose fighting games.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, wow. All
Nice.
right. Well, cool. Thank you for that question there, Rich.
Thanks, Rich.
Real quick, let's wrap this up with some cheap free games, and then we'll do a troll corner.
Oh, yeah.
Cheap free games, the PS3, PS4 Humble Bundle is back. It's a 2K Games PlayStation Humble Bundle.
This is rare.
Yeah.
You don't see consoles on the Humble Bundle
Well,
very
I got
often.
I got the Capcom
one. Yeah, I did too.
PlayStation Humble Bundle back when it was still PS3. The PS4 had just come out.
And I got a Nintendo bundle through them, but
Yeah, I
these don't
did
come
the Wii
along
U
very
one.
often. I was super excited about this until I saw that it was almost entirely PS3 games.
Yeah,
Which
like I
seems
saw
real
this.
weird.
Yeah, I was real excited, and then I'm like, man, don't waste your money on this.
I will say, though, if you have a PS3, like if you are a PS3 guy, there are some amazing games in here.
The thing is, if you have a PS3, you should have played probably 90% of these games already.
But if you haven't, for $6 just to get BioShock and then Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good deal. And Mafia 2.
Yeah.
And, quite frankly, though, if you're a XCOM guy, getting XCOM 2 for $20 on the PS4 is not bad.
yeah, you can do that too.
And
That's the
you'll
I'm
get a
very
bunch of other
interested in
games.
that, but I kind of want to play it on PC now since I have that option.
Yeah,
And
same.
It seems
I already own it on the
seems
PC.
like a PC game.
Yeah, it's not a
the
terrific deal, but I guess for $1, if you have a PS3, there's some you can get Evolve for $1.
Like if I pay $1, I can get a game for my Vita, which got astounding reviews.
Yeah.
Like it got great reviews.
XCOM and Enemy Unknown. Civilization Revolution 2 is fun too.
And
So-
I'm sure these are all
Yeah.
great. Well, and also the $5.95 level gets you a Battleborn trial for the PS4. It doesn't
Yeah.
actually get you a game.
Well, it's because Battleborn's free to play now, so whatever.
So dumb.
But yeah, no, the middle tier is really good if you have a PS3 and haven't played Borderlands or BioShock, because both those games are top shelf. So
If you're rocking the PS3, which I still am,
yeah, I do too.
but take a look at it. It's not that great.
It's not bad.
If you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime,
Yay.
and if you have Twitch Prime, that means you get
You
loot
should
boxes.
definitely
for
sign up
Overwatch.
for it because there's always loot coming in there every
Yeah.
month. But loot boxes are great, especially when you don't pay for them.
Yeah.
And
For
you,
Overwatch.
I think you can still get your golden one if you sign up for like another week or so.
Yeah, it says you get one golden 5 standard.
Yeah, but the gold one's been running for a while, and they said in August you're going to get 5 loot boxes, and then I think in October you're going to get 5 more.
Nice.
But the gold one, the clock's ticking on that one, so get it because that guarantees you a legendary item. And I just got my 5 loot boxes, just 5 standard loot boxes for August, and I got a legendary skin in that for a character I actually play, so that was exciting.
Nice.
And it was actually one of the skins I wanted, so that doesn't usually happen.
Well, there you go. Don't you?
But do it.
Yeah, I
Don't you
opened mine
appreciate
and there was
Prime
nothing
now?
in it that I even cared about.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Up next, Pinata Madness on GOG.com.
This is weird.
$3.
Yeah, so for $3,
I get it. I'm like, so I was looking at it and I'm like, what is this pinata game? I don't understand. It's okay. You pay $3.
Yeah, and you get
It's like a grab bag.
Yeah, it's kind of like this weird like grab bag thing where for $3 you get a game that retails for between $6 and $45. I did it just because I was curious, and I will say the payoff is
Very anticlimactic.
very underwhelming. Like it took
Oh,
me,
really?
it took me like 3-4 minutes to like put it on my credit card details, and I finally get there and there's this pinata, and I kind of expected like I'd poke at it a little bit, and like maybe there'd be some
you'd beat it
pinata
up a
stuff,
little
or
bit.
there'd be music or something, and it, like literally you just go click and the pinata blows up. I'm like, oh, that's all. I don't know.
got a game.
I got a game called Randall's Monday, which is normally like $6, or no, I think it's normally. I think it's actually a little more than that, but it's on sale right now on Steam for $4. So, whatever. It looks interesting. It's a point-and-click adventure game. It's got okay reviews, so I'll try it out.
The trailer looks enjoyable.
It does star the dude who plays the voice acting is done by the dude who plays Randall in the Clerks movies, and Jay Muse, who's Jay in the Clerks. That entire
Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, Jay of Jay and Silent Bob.
Gotcha.
The guy who talks. It's not Silent Bob.
Is in it. So I don't know. I love both those guys a lot. So I'll try it out. We'll see. It was probably worth $3.
Where do you go to open your?
Oh, did you just buy one?
Yeah.
I think you just go back to the homepage or back to that pinata page.
Is that what I do?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
God.com/pinata.
Hit the pinata. All right, I'm going to hit the pinata right now.
You got?
Gemini Rue.
Ooh.
For $3.
Sounds zesty.
Gemini Rue.
Let's see. Gemini Rue is weird looking. A cyberpunk graphic adventure game.
Okay.
Has a 9 out of 10 on Steam. So maybe it'll be all right.
Okay.
It actually has really good ratings. And it's normally $10 on Steam.
All
so
right, well, I saved
you
$7.
saved $7 for a game you didn't know you wanted.
Cool.
I don't know. Give it a go. It's got very positive reviews.
When I get my laptop back.
Anyway, so you can do that. I think it goes through the rest of this week.
Yeah.
You should buy 9 more.
I know, right?
It goes through the rest of this week. I would not advise putting a ton of money into that, but it's fun to do once.
Every day until you get your PC back.
Yeah, if you got like $10, throw $10 at it, you get 3 games for $10. You can't go wrong with that.
It's kind of fun. I just wish the animation was a little more exciting.
That was very, very underwhelming.
Yeah, I think the thing is, you open a loot box and Overwatch it, it zooms in, and there's colors and light. This is like, poof. Whatever.
They really got to work on their loot box animation.
Anyway, this week, we also get new Xbox games with gold games because it's past the 15th.
I'm super excited.
Trials Fusion.
Is so fun.
Is that the
motorcycle racing game? I
Yeah.
adore this game. You can play as a cat with a gun riding a unicorn. It's on a motorcycle
now, is that an
course.
Xbox only game?
I'm not sure
Because I thought
honestly.
I
played it on the PC.
I want to play that.
I know it's on the PC. I think it is also on the PS4.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're not going to get it free on the PlayStation 4, but it's so fun. It's just stupid motorcycle racing game fun. I'm going to stream that probably Friday or Monday, so you can watch me play that for an hour. But you can also get Red Faction Armageddon, which I am unfamiliar with, but I will also stream that. We can try it out and see what it does.
Sweet.
I'll probably play some PS
like the
Plus
early
games too.
Red Faction games.
Yeah, I've heard good
the
things
later
about Red
ones
Faction.
are way different than the early ones, but I don't know.
All right, well, that's that. There's your cheap free games.
Time for
Troll
The
Corner.
Troll Corner.
Oh, God.
The Troll Corner. I'm going to try new voices until one sticks.
I don't like that at all.
You don't like that
That
one?
one's very creepy.
I think all of Adam's voices are just Canadian
Cartman.
South Park people.
Yeah, screw you guys. We're going to Troll Corner.
Anyway.
I like that.
Spell my thoughts.
Making the Troll Corner this week is
Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball. She played a character on an older television show.
Wait, is that how this is pronounced?
No. But if you say it real fast, Lucille Ball sounds a lot like Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
So every time you have said this in past shows, you've been saying Lucille Ball? Lucio Ball?
Lucio Ball.
I literally thought that there was a character in Overwatch named Lucille Ball. And every time you have said it, I'm like, I really should play that just because I love the I Love Lucy show.
Lucy?
This is what you've been saying the whole time.
Lucy, I'm home!
I quit.
Lucille Ball. The character in Overwatch is Lucio. If you would have played...
Shut up and get on
Overwatch
to the troll
ever.
Corner. You're trolling me now. Troll Corner now.
Lucio Ball is real dumb. I hate it. I don't even know where to start.
Let's TLDR this, all right?
What does that mean? I see that all the time.
Too long, didn't read.
Who are you?
First
Thank
on the
you,
internet.
Reddit.
That acronym is too long that I never figured out what it was.
Anyway,
so
if you look at Lucio Ball and you're like, oh, that might be fun, just spend $20 and buy Rocket League instead. You'll be so much happier.
Yeah, I'm looking at it going, this is Rocket League with a gun.
Except it's so slow.
It's so
my God,
slow.
it's so slow.
Lucio doesn't even move as fast as Lucio moves when you play Overwatch.
Yeah. It's a game that I'm sure if I played it, I will free say I only played 3 rounds of it, and that was plenty.
Yeah, I only played 3, and I think I won on the 3rd. I was just trying to get my loot box for winning.
It's crazy slow. The ball physics are terrible. The ball seems to go right through you a lot of the time.
I don't like it.
they're like, run on the wall, you go faster. I'm like, well, that's great, but the ball's never up there. Like,
when I use my boost that's supposed to buff my speed, I don't feel like I'm moving any faster.
Apparently that makes you hit harder too. I don't know. It struck me as a game that if I really wanted to enjoy it, I'd have to spend a lot of time playing it, but it only exists for 2 weeks. So,
and it's only fun when I use his ultimate, which makes him actually go fast.
I think that's the thing, is that game would have been so much better if your ult cooldown was 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy it at all. Like, Rocket League is so much better. It's the same game. Like, just play Rocket League. It's so much better. And it'll be here 3 weeks from now.
If he just moved any faster, it would be a fun distraction.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to move faster. Or the map needs to be way smaller.
I guess. I don't know. But at the same time, too, like when you really catch the ball right with your blaster gun thing, it rockets across the screen. So if the ball, if it was any smaller, it would just be 50 to 52. So I just was I just liked literally everything about it.
When I play Rocket League, when the ball's heading towards the goal, I feel like I have a chance, even though I'm bad and I know I'm not going to stop it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I can actually get to where the ball is.
I agree.
In this case, that almost never happens unless you're camping at the goal. And even if you're camping in the goal...
But even as playing goalie, I didn't feel like I was super effective because either the ball came at me at these weird angles, it felt like a lot of time I'd hit it and it didn't actually connect with it, or it would just rocket over my head before I could even react to it being there. It's just... I think the thing I like about Rocket League is Rocket League has a really high skill ceiling. Like, you can play that game as a complete amateur, or you can play that at an incredible professional level. And each one of those is enjoyable. And Lucio, right out of the gates, is just not enjoyable. It's not fun.
I didn't like it, yeah. And maybe it is if you're at that higher level. Like, maybe there are people that are real good at this. I don't know what that means.
How do you get good at it in the 2 weeks you get to play it?
But they'd introduce a ranked Lucille Ball. So they're going to find out who the best Lucille Ball players are in the world. And I hate saying Lucille Ball. Because it sounds like Lucille Ball.
Yeah. That's the real troll.
Which I feel like that was the whole point.
I don't know. I don't like it. Anyway.
Well,
Dear Overwatch, make Lucio move faster in Lucille Ball, please.
Anyway, where can you find us, Adam?
Oh, well, there you go. That's that.
Right where you left us.
You can find me in a grave very soon because I feel like I'm dying now. You can find us on all the social medias. Bite Me Podcast, BYTE Podcast.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Mixer.
I'm
mixering almost every morning.
Yeah, you are.
I won't. Well, you're hearing this today, or you're hearing this Thursday, so I might be mixering on Friday.
If you're hearing this any day, chances are Cliff is going to be mixering the following
I haven't
morning.
really been promoting it much just because I'm still trying to kind of
work out the kinks,
the hang of doing it. And it worked great for 2 days, and then the third day I didn't have audio, crazy stuff like that. But just hop on and look. I'm usually there. If you're in our Discord, I usually announce that I'm streaming there, so you can find us.
Mixer seems pretty cool though, so I
really like it.
And the weather is cooling off, so I'm allowed to stream now. Because I don't think shirtless streams are allowed, and I'd like to use a face cam.
Last night was the first time I could play video games without having a fan in my room. It was great.
Exactly.
Nice.
So I made a pact that I wasn't going to really bother until it cooled down because it's just too hot upstairs.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start working on that too. So
I've got that AC though.
It's the AC.
Nice.
That AC though.
Come watch us play.
And also if you like us or whatever, review us on your iTunes or Google Play. Take a screenshot, send it our way. We'll shoot you a sticker out to you in the mail. Yeah.
In the conventional mail.
Yeah.
Like by
actual mail.
By Pony Express.
There will not be a pony.
Or a carrier pigeon.
No.
There might be
postage is cheaper?
Oh, I like cake.
It's a lie.
Yeah.
All right.
Bite me.